People wanted that value, but that was not the main value that they were looking for. What they were looking for is I upload my raw footage and I just trust that the edit's going to be done for me.
Martians landed.
Yes.
Wearing Prada suits.
Yes.
Drinking Henry Seltzer.
Yes.
Chewing juicy fruit.
Yes, and?
Your branding here.
Yes, brand.
Your message here.
Yes, and?
A verse about
Yes.
your product here.
Yes.
I'm Hersh Rephun.
Yes, and?
I'm a message therapist.
Yes.
And I have a podcast.
Yes, brand.
That's right, that's it.
Yes.
We'll help you fix the world.
Yes.
Or your bottom line.
All right.
Your bottom line.
Get it. I get it. Welcome to the Yes Brand Podcast. Yes.
So, listeners, I look at it this way: you can explain something clearly and still have it go nowhere, not because it's confusing, but because it gets decided too early. You know, today's guest is dealing with in real time launching something and kind of managing perceptions. And Sébastien Night, the founder of One Take AI, is building something that goes far beyond video editing. But what he's building and what people think he's building are sometimes not the same thing. So we're going to sit inside that gap. Sébastien Night, welcome to the Yes Brand Podcast.
Hi, Hersh. Thank you for welcoming me on the podcast.
It's great to have you here. Let's start with explanations. Obviously, the audience may not know what one take is yet, but if I asked people, what is one take? What do people say right now?
They will say One Take edits my videos, and the people that you would ask would be expert businesses, so coaches, consultants, book authors, people that create online courses, and they hire One Take to edit the videos for them instead of having to pay for a freelance video editor, which oftentimes is too expensive for them to create all of
Right,
their videos.
right. So what you hear is what we hear is video editing,
Mhm,
some cost, some savings on the
mhm.
video editing. But where do you feel right now uh, that you're feeling a break in what you want people to hear or say or repeat about one take?
So one thing to understand is we've gone through a transition from, let's say, right now we are on step two of the vision out of three, okay, from where we started to where we are going. And we've already gone through a change where initially when we started One Take, so I had the concept in 2021, we started getting customers in 2022. And when the company started, my vision was as an expert on editing videos. I've edited thousands of them. I have produced a documentary movie, and I wanted to bring the same method that we were using for our videos, using neuroscience in the editing. And initially, all of our messaging was around this idea that you can create neuro videos with our software. And what we realized is people wanted that value, but that was not the main value that they were looking for. What they were looking for is I upload my raw footage and I just trust that the edit's going to be done for me. And that's what I care about. I care about it being done for me. I don't care as much about the neuroscience that goes inside it. So we did the shift from what the company used to be called Neuro, because we made neuroscience videos. And we did the shift from that to the new name when one of our customers, who then became an investor, said, well, actually, what I like about it is I can shoot my videos in one take. And I said, okay, that's the new name. That's actually, he encapsulated it very well. And so we
Yeah.
did that shift, right? And so we are known today for this aspect. One shift that has happened in the product, but that is not yet present in the marketing and communication and branding of it, is that as our AI learns from what people have in their videos, it's like you hired somebody really smart that has read all of the books in the world and has so many PhDs. Like you hired this super intelligent AI to edit your videos, but because it has learned what is in the video, in your course, in your podcast, in your content, now it's able to proactively do more things for you, have suggestions to grow the business. And so it's more like you have a team member instead of just having a another tool or a platform, a subscription. So that's the next shift, is to implement that part of the vision is getting implemented in the product, but we need to communicate it as well when talking about the product and the brand.
Yeah, I mean that's a great feature. And having, in my own career, having formerly, represented, worked with, done PR for a lot of film editors in particular, um, that's an amazing aspect of this in that, the knowledge base of the editor is so broad. Imagine sitting in an edit bay with an editor and having that breadth of experience and information at your disposal. What it makes me wonder is, um, it is yet another facet. So how are you going to convey that and assimilate that into the one take, uh, brand?
Um, so it's not as much. So you used the term feature. So the way
Hmm.
we see it is not as much as an additional feature and more as it's the execution of the phase of the whole of the product vision of the value that we want to provide. And so
Okay.
if it was just we're going to ship a new feature, then it would not change our positioning. It would
Right.
not
You
change.
would just add it.
Yeah. We would just say,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, it's the video and it also does that. And here it's a more significant shift, I would say.
Yeah. Um, but still,
Mhm.
how do you how do you convey that? It's another, I get it's another layer. So now it really does deepen the entire, product. But how does it get woven in? Have you, do you, when do you plan to start weaving that in, first of all? And then how do you weave it in to the brand?
So first of all, we've already started. Part of it is because we had innovations that we needed to patent, so we needed to wait until the patent applications were out, and we were fairly confident as well, because AI moves fast, so you don't want to like do the shot across the bow and announce we're gonna do this, and then like be outpaced by other people doing the thing that you said that sounded cool.
Yeah.
I want you to have our ducks in a row. In terms of the communication, what we realized also is one of the big strengths that you have as an AI product. I think a lot of software products have this benefit, but specifically if you're doing an AI product, is that the product is able to communicate about itself. So
Yeah.
there's things that you can show. I prefer show, don't tell in terms of the product, right? So I like it when we the users are able to get the message directly from the interaction with the platform. Um, and the fact that one take is conversational editing, meaning just the same way that you would interact with your video editor. That's a big shift that we made. And by making this shift, it makes us able to have one take, the AI product, talk to the user and say, well, actually, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And so it's not that much that we are trying to announce
Mm.
that this is new, is that we are enabling the product to surface these new capabilities and the additional value that it's bringing. And I think that's very viable.
Yeah, I love that level uh of interaction and engagement, but that presumes that they're already engaging with one take, doesn't it?
Yes, of course. Of course. It's communicating to the people that use it. Yes.
Yeah, so let's say talking to the audience that I'm walking down the street, I see the t-shirt for those of you watching on video. Sebastian's got a t-shirt and it's got the line, I can do this in one take. I don't know
Yes.
if there's anything else underneath that
Yeah,
that
on
you're
the
gonna.
back it
Oh,
says
on the back.
in the back it says
I did this in one take, which is
yeah.
great. But let's say that that's my that and I stop you on the street and I say, okay, one take. So what is that? What's the elevator pitch at that point? Now just looking at the full picture.
I like it. This is a great question. So speaking to the non-user that might be interested.
Yes.
For me, the elevator pitch always starts with a question, which is, um, maybe you've met or maybe you've been yourself in a situation where you wanted to package your knowledge, expertise into an online class, a video course, or a YouTube video. That's my usual question because either they are the target market and they'll say, yes, that's me, or they will say, well, of course, at least you've watched somebody's YouTube video or attended somebody's course. So they understand who we talk to. But we still start with the video because we say, well, one take is like hiring a super smart internal employee that edits your videos for you, so you never have to touch the technical side. And then we bring on the rest of the agentic work that it's able to do. But for us, like the entry point is always going to be video because one of the things to understand is we are in a super competitive, fast-moving space that is AI. And we're not going to beat the generalist AIs at being a generalist. So we're not going to beat ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini at being a place to do stuff, just all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So we have to figure out like where do we win? And we win starting with this angle of getting our foot in the door with the video editing. And because of that, that gives us the power to do additional things that you could not do maybe with ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini because they don't have this background information of your content. Like it would take you a lot of time to get Gemini to really, or whatever tool, to really understand who you are, what you do based on your YouTube channel, because it's either going to have a very superficial understanding based on the link and a couple of descriptions, but it doesn't know what you teach in your videos, what questions you ask in your podcast. So that's our advantage.
Yeah. And you bring up a challenging aspect of this marketplace right now, both the macro view of AI, products,
Mhm.
and then you have the micro view of AI editing, video editing, products in the marketplace.
Mhm.
Um, and so I, I resonate with that, with what's going on there in the marketplace. It's hard to keep up. Everything's, we talked a few minutes ago about features. In addition, competitors are always adding features. They're always, the product of 6 months ago isn't the same product. How do you keep up with the the marketplace, and
Mhm.
how do you position yourself? You touched on it, but just to sharpen it, how do you position yourself in a world that's so constantly evolving and becoming more competitive?
Okay, That's a super good question because that's something that we started with very early, which is this so this idea that we want to be in a category of one
Yeah.
um, and not trying to not looking too much at what's going on in the other lanes, but trying to be on our own lanes. We're playing our own game. And so for me, I would say there's like two big items to get there. One is the product vision. And for product vision, I think most of my colleagues, because I've spoken with lots of other startup founders, successful ones, people that were starting at the same time that we were starting as well. And what I noticed is which I think is a mistake, is most founders tended to look, when looking to create product vision, they tended to look at what other products were doing
Yeah.
and trying to differentiate from the other products. So that's a bit like saying, well, I'm going to start a restaurant. What kinds of restaurants are available? And then if you see that there's like Lebanese, Italian, French, and Chinese, then you go, okay, maybe I'm going to do a Japanese restaurant because that's not there yet. That's one way
Yeah.
to do it. And I think it's flawed because uh, for me, product vision starts by looking at the customer outcome, not at the supply that's there. And because we would not ever have landed on the concept for one take if we had started by looking at all of the different video tools, which are mostly all the same in terms of video editing. You have one concept, which is the timeline. You know, you've done
Yeah.
lots of videos, or so you have like these tracks, like video track and audio track on top, and then you can add call outs and text. Everybody has um, this framework. Everybody starts from this space. So if you are vid.io or Sony Vegas or Apple Final Cut or whatever, and you think I'm going to do something different, you're never going to figure out a way to get to throw the timeline out of the window. But because that's what everybody else does. So you're going to do a restaurant, it's going to have tables and chairs because that's the definition of a restaurant. But if you
Right.
look at the customer outcome, and when we did that, we did a survey. It was a couple of years back when we were starting. We did a survey over a weekend. We had like 450 entrepreneurs fill a survey, and it was 45 questions. It was really intense. And one of the questions was, what would be the perfect video editing software for you? Like, describe it. And the almost unanimous answer out of the 450 answers, like the top answer was always the perfect video editing software is if I never have to edit the videos myself ever again. Right? That was the top thing
Right.
that people want to do. Nobody likes the timelines. Like everybody hates it. It's interesting that we are in a field, not all the fields are like this, but video editing is a specific interesting field where almost not a single person on the planet that edits videos likes it. Everybody does it for a reason. Like there is a thing they want to get out of it in the end, and they suffer through it. And so we realized, well, the product vision is we're going to remove the suffering there, but we started from scratch. We didn't start with the assumption that we're building the video editor like everybody else was doing. So that's the
Right.
first, I would say. And then the second
Yeah.
one, because you asked like what differentiates, is the second one is just hearing, even with the best description, even if I say one take, you just upload your raw footage, and a few seconds later you have a edited videos with the titles and the transitions, and it composes music and it removes the silences and the mistakes and the background noise, and it translates it into 30 languages. Even if I say that, because people have not experienced something that's outside of the known, so they have never seen a
Hmm.
register without the timeline, um, it's still not enough. And so what really helped us, like made a day to night, night to day difference
Hmm.
was having a strong, I call it the superpower demo. It's like, how can we communicate that transformation? It's not showing like clicking on things. It's just in our case, it came from the same guy that invested in the company and gave the name of One Take.
Uh-huh.
The things, one of the feedbacks that he gave me was it had been a year and a half or something that I was selling it. And when I was doing a demo, I was always recording myself live and
Hmm.
then clicking the button, getting edited. But the problem is I am different from many of my customers because I've been on video for 20 years. I've done thousands of them. I've been a public speaker. And so when I record the video, like my raw video is good enough right away. Like I have good a good audio. I speak without making mistakes. I am framed properly in the frame. So there was not enough distance between the before and the after because the before was like most people watching it were like, actually, if I could just do that, I would be happy with it.
Right. Right. They're not starting from the same point that you are. Um,
Exactly.
and let's unpack some of what you said because there's a lot to look at here. Speaking of your audience, this is not it's not an audience that your customer doesn't hate video. What they hate is what it requires of them, you know,
Mhm. Exactly.
and that's what you're attacking. Um, and you're also your category of one statement makes sense because um, you're not trying to create or deliver a tool, right? As I'm
Mhm.
hearing it, you're trying to deliver a solution. You're trying to deliver a different way of experiencing editing, and that separates you from the toolkits. Because once you become identified as a tool in the world of solutions,
Yeah,
then that's what you're going to be perceived as, and then they're going to compare you to other tools. And I don't think that you're competing with CapCut or Final Cut or any kind of editorial tool. I think but you may be read as CapCut.
exactly.
That would
Until they see
that's
the demo. Yeah.
right, right, and that's where the the challenge is. You're not making video easier. You're removing the part they never wanted to deal with in the first place. Is
Exactly. That's
is
good.
really what it is. So let's get to where I want to make sure we get to where people can find you,
Mhm.
and also um, more importantly, what do you want people to stop getting wrong about one take and to start getting right now? So obviously, we want to know where to find you, but let's give you a chance to share that as well.
Okay. So where to find us is easy, especially if they want to see the video, because now our before and
Yeah.
after more interesting. Is like in the before, I'm like coughing and I have bad audio and I stumble. And so my before video is awful, and then it turns it into something amazing. So if they want to see that, which is like a 2 minute video, it's on www.onetake.ai. So that's really simple.
Hmm.
And as you said, like the difference between how people interpret it versus what's possible. I will say again, from the customer's point of view, right? From the people that we help. And as I said, there are experts like coaches, consultants, public speakers, course creators. And for them, usually the most painful thing about video is they have the expertise and they would be able to tell it to you one-on-one. They get a little bit scared of the camera, and their difficulty is it's so much technical work, and the for a final result that after like 2 days of work for a 10-minute video, it does not look uh, professional enough if they edit it themselves in a regular editing tool. And so the thing that makes it difficult for them to want to try something different is they remember, well, all of this other software that I tried to edit my video was really hard. And here we are talking about something that's new. So they don't know that it's like, they don't know if it's going to be as hard, but a new interface, which is terrifying. And so the thing that I want to convey is that we are removing that work entirely so that they can completely hand off the work and say, okay, here's my video. I don't even want to look at it. I just recorded it on my phone,
Yeah.
make it look good, and then ta-da, get the result that looks good. That's how it works. And that's the misconception that we want to free people of, because what we noticed is when we survey our coaches and course creators, many of them, before they joined, we asked, how many videos have you done before? And many of them
Right.
say, I have done one video. Like they spent like a week on one YouTube video in some Vegas, Sony Vegas or whatever. They hated it so much that they never posted a second video in 3 years. And we
Yeah.
made them able to publish like one a week without having all of this stress on them.
Yeah. What I was thinking about as you were saying they'll say I went, I did one video and obviously the experience could be really brutal. I was saying I when I started out representing directors of TV commercials and editors and all that stuff, but when we were putting their reels together at the time, we had to, edit kind of tape to tape and do use a 1 inch, and a beta editing deck. And I'm like, we should make people do that, make them do that first, and then see, and then give them, one take, and then they can really see the difference. But I
Well, the
think,
ones that survived would see the difference. Everybody
yeah,
else would
right,
have
right.
thrown away all the stuff through the window.
Right, right, right. Well, Sébastien Night, it's been a pleasure having you on the Yes Brand podcast, and we did this interview. Well, we did the interview in one take. We're not in the program, but we did it in one take, so that's good.
Thanks for inviting me, and I'm easy to reach through LinkedIn or on email. My email is super easy. It's my first name at onetake.ai. And so, yeah, anybody that wants to reach out can reach out to me, or just go to the website and see the amazing video on www.onetake.ai.
All right.
If you liked the show,
Yes, and
it worked for you,
yes, then.
subscribe and leave a
Yes, friend.
5-star review.
Yes, friend.
Tell all your friends.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Did I make it clear?
Yes, friend.
Get your branding on
Yes.
before they're gone.